Alright, folks, welcome back to Franchise Friday, and this is a bit of a weird one because we are taking on Dark Fury, which is the movie that's in between Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick. It's also known as Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury, but being as it takes place before the events of Chronicles of Riddick, you cannot put Chronicles of Riddick on it because it would make no sense to call this one Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury, and then Chronicles of Riddick. Doesn't make any sense. So, we have Dark Fury, which picks up right after the end of the last one, and we have Riddick, Jack, and Imam. They get approached by a spaceship, and Riddick says that he's John's from the previous film, but the voice thing recognizes that it's Riddick, and so they get captured because there's this evil alien lady who collects criminals and turns them into living statues. Yeah, they're alive and they're statue. Just very weird. She wants Riddick because he is a criminal. And yes, but Riddick decides he's going to save Imam and Jack and get them out of there. And he fights off bad guys, including Tooms, who is in Chronicles of Riddick, I believe. And because there's a thing at the end of this where he's like, I'm going to get you, Riddick. I'm like, that has to be someone from Chronicles of Riddick or leave it hanging. I guess that's Tooms. And I guess he's in Chronicles. I haven't seen Chronicles of Riddick in years. But, yes. And, yeah, so before I get to the rest of the story, I want to talk about this. The animation is... I'm sorry, this animation is terrible. It's constantly moving. The heads... Can you do it? It's really weird. The heads go... It's... What kind of animation is this? I mean, it's directed by someone... David Twohy didn't direct this. It's Peter Chung. Because it's animation. And I'm sorry, the animation is terrible. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't even look like the actors. And we got to do an animated film based off of them and have the actors come back to voice the characters. Have it look like them. I think the closest one is Jack. That looks like the actress that played her. But other than that, no. And it's too weird. It's that, uncanny valley where you hear certain voices, you hear Keith David, you hear Vin Diesel, but you don't see, it doesn't look anything like them. And that's one thing, Keith David, he's voiced Goliath, and Vin Diesel's done Groot. If they're playing a different character, that's one thing. But if they're supposed to be a character that looks like them and playing those characters, it's just too much for my brain to handle there. It's just too much, and there's a tentacle thing. And even the conclusion just kind of like, so they're going to escape, and the alien woman, she's alive, and you get the shot where the gunshot goes off. You're supposed to believe that she shoots Riddick, but in actuality, it was actually Jack that shot the alien lady. And then Riddick's like, Riddick is worried that Jack is, becoming too dark hanging around him. And so he dropped them both off at New Mecca, which is where they are when the Chronicles of Riddick picks up. And then you get a New Mecca, and it ends, but then it cuts back to Tooms. So I'll get you, Riddick, and then it ends. I really don't get the point of this at all. Like, this thing, it was supposed to bridge the gap between Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick, but it doesn't even do that. Like, for years I thought, I need to watch this to understand what happened between Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick. And that's how it was 35 minutes. I'm like, how can they get through years of stuff in 35 minutes? They don't. It's one little adventure. He drops them off at New Mecca. We don't know what happened between then, after he dropped them off, because he leaves and then goes back to get them, or goes back to New Mecca at the beginning of the Chronicles of Riddick. Bridging the gap, you say? There's still a gap? Doesn't make sense. I didn't particularly care for this. To be honest, it doesn't deserve to fry in hell because it's not terrible. I just didn't enjoy it. I'll give it a 5. It's the middle of the road for me. That was the one. Middle of the road. It's the middle of the road for me. I just didn't care. You know, it's not that it's terrible. It's not Uwe Boll bad, but it's just, it's not important when you're going through this franchise to even watch this. But I'm a completionist, so I watched it. So, there you go. And it frees up the month. You know, it's going to finish up the month because I need 4. 1 for each month, so 1 for each day, each Friday in the month. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Dark Fury? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. It's a short one. Bye.